I just put a little bit of cracked pepper and salt on top, and it's delicious. I'm gonna try the honey on some buttered toast and just tear off a piece here. Let's taste test. This could be dessert all on its own, especially if it was still warm, like it's been sitting for a while. But if you sprinkle this with a bit of cinnamon, oh my gosh, it would be like a healthier cinnamon bun. Let's go get that sugar top cake. Okay, let's taste test. Ooh, this is like very much like a fall dessert. Exactly what I would imagine that they would have in Narnia.
We'll see if we can't get you some food and some civilized company.
Bon appetit.
Oh, yeah.
It is so good. That little bite of celery. I could devour that whole thing. Now for the jam bun.
Oh, yeah.
This tastes like something from another world. Oh my gosh, it is honestly so good. Okay, so it's the next morning since I just let this sit and rest overnight, and then coated it with the sugar today. I made myself some coffee since apparently traditionally Turkish delight would be eaten with Turkish coffee, and apparently Turkish coffee is really bitter, so all I did is I just made some espresso for myself. So let's go ahead and taste it. For some reason in the movie his seem to be extra stretchy and these ones aren't, but I don't think I've ever come across a Turkish delight that's like stretchy like that, so I don't know if it's just an aesthetic that they did for the movie, I'm not sure. Yeah. It's just really sweet. It's almost like eating a softer Jell-O. I mean, it's good. It's just not my favorite dessert, but I do believe this is the way that the Turkish delight is traditionally made. I would say that the flavors are really well balanced. The rose isn't too overpowering, and you can really get that vanilla flavor from it. A lot of times these are served with like nuts and that sort of thing inside of them, and I think that that would probably also balance out the sweetness and give it a bit of a bite. It would be my first thing that I would ask for from the White Witch, especially if I was currently on a sugar ration, but to each their own. Overall, I would say definitely something to try at least once in a lifetime. You guys should definitely try this. It's not too sweet, it's very lightly cocoa-y. Kind of making a mess here, but as you can see, you got those like 2 layers, which is really pretty, and then when you drink it, it's like you've got this kind of cold chocolatey foam on the top and then this hot milk at the bottom, which just makes it an absolutely lightly decadent hot cocoa. I thought we could just have a little bit of chat while I am drinking my tea here. So apparently J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were actually friends. They were part of a group called the Inklings in Oxford, England, and they used to write together at a pub called the Eagle and Child. I think that's actually so cool, and the fact that a lot of the people that were part of the Inklings ended up becoming famous authors afterwards. So, fun fact, C.S. Lewis briefly mentioned a lot of food, but I don't think it was portrayed well in the movies at all.
But there is hope, dear.
The food that I've tasted so far has been delicious. It's been earthy and simple, and that's exactly what I imagine would come from the Narnian world.
It's so warm out. I'll go and check the sleigh.